What does the fingers mean?
You're on.
Oh. I didn't look at. Oh, whoa. Let's start it again. Do the fingers thing. Ready? Hey. I thought they do that off screen. You're not supposed to do that on screen. That's supposed to be somebody from behind the mic goes, "You're on." Hold on. What's that noise? Oh,
Sounds like crickets.
sounds like crickets. Are you having a cricket problem here?
I think they're lining up for the show.
Oh, good. We need crickets for the show. We need something for the show. We used to have. We do. We have. Look at this. You have so much minutia all over the screen. You got our collage. You got fish. You're promoting Governor's Comedy Club. They do nothing to promote this show. Why don't you just put something over the both of us? We should get a sponsor. Like, did you ever see that movie? Hold on, let me share the show. Yeah, everybody, hold on a minute. I'm not ready yet.
I could take Governors out of it.
That's fine. Did you ever see that movie? I feel like we're in that movie with Will Ferrell, Talladega Nights.
I know of it. I've not seen it.
Hysterical. So he's, it's the typical, he's the, big race car driver down there, Indy 500 and all the rest.
Yeah.
Formula One guy. And he doesn't have any sponsors because he had an injury. So he sells his windshield to Fig Newton, and he's driving, and it says Fig Newton across the windshield, and he can't see. He goes, "I'll tell you, I know now why you don't put things on your windshield because it's a little hard to see." He goes, "But man, I love Fig Newtons." He goes, and he's driving, and all he says is Fig Newton across the windshield, and he's going about 160, and they're like, "He has sold the windshield." That is so fun. You got to see that movie. It's just it's a satire on So it's Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly is his partner in driving, and they're both like these race car drivers. It's in the South. Very funny.
Yeah.
Talladega Nights. There's my movie rec. Hey, by the way, welcome to the Steve Squared Show. You know who this guy is to the left?
What's up?
The Jeffster. I call everybody the Stir. I call Steve the Emster. You're the Jeffster. Or you could be like, maybe we'll think of something better. Got to get you guys better names. Jetstar.
Jetstar?
Nah, that's not good. Well, think of your own name. I thought of my own.
Makes me sound like a Jet fan. Please don't.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't want to do that. And I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K. Thank you so much for spending your dinner time with us. Do people have dinner times anymore? You just eat whenever, right? It's not
whenever.
There's not that 6 o'clock the way it used to be back in the day. Right?
Unless you're the nuclear family type. I don't think dinner time.
There's a lot of nuclear families in Iran.
You think?
Yeah, that's my political humor.
Yes.
I don't do a lot, that's why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you should have hit the crickets. That would have been a great spot to hit some crickets.
That would have been.
Now, can you just hit the cricket button, or is it a whole? Don't do a whole thing. If it's like,
I can hit the cricket button whenever you want crickets. You can't hear them because you don't have the headphones on. But right now the crickets are playing.
Oh, okay. You should have waited till. Okay, good. Well, there's a lot of crickets.
Yes, you have many crickets.
You have cicadas? No, I'm just kidding.
I do have cicadas.
Cicada?
I do.
Nah, we'll stay with the crickets. I love crickets.
But no, I don't think that I know of. There's no specific dinner time.
Yeah, people don't do dinner times anymore. That's a thing of the past where you all gathered around the table, sat down as a family unit, had dinner. How was school today? How was work at the office?
Yeah, nobody cares.
You have kids, you don't even know where they are. You don't know how many you have. You don't know where the heck they are. Maybe you see them on occasions, a holiday.
Yeah, once
possibly.
In a while, they pop in.
Maybe when you get a call from the local jail to get them out, they'll give you their name.
Yeah.
Honey, do we have a kid, Jeff? He just called. We got the one call from prison. It's just different. Times are different.
Yes, they are.
So, I didn't know where to start. I always like to start the show with anger. There it is. Are you saying I'm an angry person? I'm known for anger. I'm very upset.
You are the angriest guy I know next to me.
Well, that's good. Well, Steve is pretty angry. Steve is not so angry. Steve's pretty affable. He's pretty lighthearted. But
he seems like a happy guy.
Steve is a happy. I shouldn't say that. Steve's a pretty mild-mannered fellow. Steve's a fellow. You don't hear that a lot.
He's a good fellow.
He's not even that. Steve's I don't want to give him a hint that he's a mobster, but he's a fellow. He's a lighthearted fellow.
Okay.
All right. So you're a tech guy, so you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
I also do personal training via an app.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the whole world is run by an app. So I have an app called Trainiac. They do some updates on Trainiac. Now it's not compatible to my phone. I can't get on Trainiac. It says I need to update my phone to the latest version. That iPhone's been pounding me for.
Yes.
So when iPhone always tries to pressure me, I don't like to be pressured by inanimate objects. I have enough pressure in the regular world from human people.
Yeah.
But they're always putting it up on my phone, and then you can't exit out, and then you think you're exiting it out, and quickly they shift something that says okay. You know, they have that timing perfect.
They sucker you.
Everybody has that timing perfect.
Yep.
Like you see the X there, and you go, and just they know the timing that they switch it, and you hit something that says okay. I know all your tricks, so I've been avoiding updating my phone, because then when you do an update, now your phone doesn't work, because they tell you, well, you have an old phone, and that's now you updated, it's not compatible, and they try to tell you that's like putting a Ferrari engine in a Nissan. You don't want to, you wouldn't do that. Well, of course I would. I don't care.
Sure.
Make my Nissan run better.
Absolutely.
I don't have a Nissan, but if it did. So anyway, I do my research. I ask all my tech friends that I know. I research myself. I go into iFixit, the little phone place there. I ask them. Then I do it. I say, you got to do it because part of your job is doing this app. So I do the update, and so I go to Verizon. Then I do the update, and it asks me for it says now I do it overnight. I'm waiting to see this morning what disaster awaits me. And I open it up, and it starts with the script saying hello, and now I'm like, what happened? It's starting from the beginning. Did it reset everything? Did it do anything? Do I have nothing left? My whole life is gone. It's like I didn't exist.
Yeah.
And then it says create a passcode. Now I don't like, there's nothing I need to lock out. Nobody has my phone. It's like, you know, and I don't want to, and then if you forget it, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yep. And you're screwed.
Then you're screwed. So I'm like, I don't want to go past the step. I'm going to Verizon. So I go to Verizon. It's a second question. Do I have to create a passcode or? So I go to ask, please sign in at the queue. Now I get there. The place opens at 10. I get there 10:05. And I'm already fourth in the queue. People must camp out like it's rock concert tickets. They must wait till 10, till they open that door and just go in. There was a mother there with 2 kids. People are there. What are you doing? Like, I have to get to work. What are they doing? So I'm fourth. Ed? There's no Ed. I'm standing there like a dope. Francine. Are you Francine? Do I look like a Francine? No, I'm not Francine.
No.
So I'm trying to look as eye roll and as disgusted as I possibly can to these millennial Gen Z jerk offs. And then they come and they're like, Steve? Hi, Steve. Hi. No problem. And they go, what seems to be the problem? And then I tell him I don't want to create a passcode, blah, blah, blah. And he goes up and it shows me that if you go up more, I didn't go up enough because it doesn't let you. It doesn't show it when you first see it.
Yeah.
There's passcode options. You can skip it. So I said, all right, thank you. And that was it. I it was a quick thing. So then, but my phone looks and feels different. Everything looks different. The text looks different.
Yep.
Everything has got a different feel because it's been updated.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, they said the update was whatever, but okay. So then I go stop at Dunkin' Donuts to get, picking up a cup of coffee. My mom likes coffee. So I go pick her up a cup of coffee. And they're not helping me. They're putting the things out for the app people. Again, with the app, the Dunkin' Donuts, because Steve will get offended, but he's not here and hopefully not watching. He's an app guy. He likes to order because he works at that type of place. Yeah. So he orders. Do you do that? Do you go to these places? Do you ever order on your app to have it ready?
I don't, but I go to them because I'm a driver. So I'm a delivery driver. So I go pick things up.
Right.
So they're putting together orders for
You
someone
guys
like
too.
me, yeah.
Right. So they do that for Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, whatever it is. I get it. But I'm talking about, like just individual who they're better than going in and just asking for it at the line. They're better than that.
Yes.
They know how to work it out. It's these people, these certain people that love and just have apps all over their phone, and they live their whole life through apps. I'm going to order my drink through app. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to say, hi, can I get a medium coffee? No. That's what they do. That's how their exercise for their life.
That's the new world order.
This and this. Swipe and finger.
That's it.
That's it. That's your. What'd you do today? I swiped and fingered.
I did this.
I did this.
That's it. I downloaded 5.
And you know what I'd like to do to these people? Right across. I like to swipe them right across the face. Swipe left.
That's the new world order, man.
That's all. Forget. I don't know. What'd you do this weekend? I swiped. Oh, good for you.
People live on their damn phones now.
On the phone, and there's everything's that Did you download the app because then you could and you go to the movies, same thing, right? Download, get the seat, get the milk, we'll deliver it to your seat. Steve loves to do that. He we'll get food, popcorn, this, that, everything's, no, you can't go just get popcorn. You got to have it with an app, and then you get the gold rewards, and there's points, and this and that.
I buy my tickets on
well, that's
an app. That's so.
But that's different. I mean, back in the day, if I used to go to Yankee, I would have StubHub on my phone or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about all these other things, like just walking in where you can simply say, "Can I have a bagel?" And no, you have to have the bagel. I have to say a sesame bagel, and I want it just medium, just butter the bottom half, and you put all your little notes in. And it's still not ready because I see these people and they're going, what's your name? And Jan, I don't have my 6 croissant stuffers. They never have anything anyway. So you're still waiting anyway. Only you're at this side of the counter waiting instead of this side.
Yep.
It's just out of control.
I'm with you on that.
Out of control.
And had you called me, I could have saved you the aggravation of going to Verizon.
You knew I was just so beside myself. And and then when he did that, I remembered because that was another time that I did that because they do it perfectly. So they want you to do it because you don't know to swipe, like or else, because the other options clearly shows when it comes up, skip.
Yeah.
Clearly. You don't have to scroll up.
You got it.
Clearly, they do that on purpose to bait you. It's all these little baiting things.
Because they want you to have a passcode.
But why? What do they care?
They want to force their security on you.
Yeah, because this was the update. New security.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ugh. They must there's got to be something in the analytics that every time a phone has a passcode, there's got to be some benefit to Verizon. Well, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do this otherwise.
Well, a lot of people kind of like me. You have your credit card stored in your phone now.
Well, that's true.
I use a passcode because my credit cards are in my phone.
Well, if you have bank account info or if you pay things online and you want that.
But unless you're doing that, it's
actually I think I did. You might have something.
Then you might want a passcode.
All right, so forget everything I said to open the show. Now I want a passcode. Can I still get a passcode?
Yeah, you can turn it on whenever you want.
All right. I want that Face ID too.
Oh, I don't do that. That's irritating.
Friends do that.
That's annoying.
I have clients that do that. They have the Face ID and they put it up to their face. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, so what if one day you decide to grow a beard? Now it doesn't recognize you.
Yeah.
Now you can't get in your face, right?
Exactly.
What if you get punched in the face and you have a black eye? It doesn't know who you are.
Right.
So your eye heals.
I don't do that.
That's got the makings of a movie though. I started getting an idea. Face ID, some kind of Tom Cruise thriller-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's something there. It's a germ of an idea, but we could build out of that.
Absolutely.
Right? It's a Face ID. All of a sudden he gets in trouble. It's a whole thing.
Sure. If we ever write together, sure.
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking. Although it really though needs to be comedic. You can't do things that are not like it to be funny. Maybe something funny, right? It could be funny.
We could do a comedy thing. Sure.
A comedy with the Face ID.
Absolutely.
Speaking of comedies, Leslie Nielsen, Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun is coming out.
There's a new Naked Gun.
Oh, you didn't know this? Let me see when this new Naked Gun
You can't
movie.
have Naked Gun without Leslie Nielsen.
Well,
You can't.
then I'm gonna shock you because
Did they dig him up?
No.
AI?
You would think. That's another thing I'm annoyed with. Google has Google AI.
Yeah.
It's just like Googling. What's the difference? What would be the difference between Googling something and now having it say while it's Googling AI? It's the same information.
Yes, but it's finding it for
Doesn't Google find it for you?
you. Yes, it does.
So now Google AI finds it for you.
Yes.
Okay. I said this on last week's show. The only AI I like is the steak sauce. What was I looking up? Oh, Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. Who is the hack doing Naked Gun?
Oh, wait till you hear this. I can't believe you don't know this. How come? Wait. Oh, because I put naked movie. Oh my God, what is wrong with me?
What are you looking for? Stop that.
I forgot to put Naked Gun.
This is a family show, Steve.
Not really. I don't know any families that watch this show.
Oh, so I can let loose then?
Well, let's not go. Let's not get carried away. So when does this come out? Is it out already? Oh, it's on Paramount. It's already out. Oh my God. Oh wait, let me get out of here. Yeah, it's been. Oh no, it's not been out yet. I'm so sorry. The release date is August 1st.
Okay.
August 1st. I knew it wasn't out yet. August 1st. It'll be in theaters. Guess who? I'll give you one guess.
I can't imagine who could replace the
You got it. You
Does-
just said it by accident.
said what?
The actor who's playing it. You just
Liam Neeson?
is playing it. He's playing Detective Frank Drebin. Can you imagine that? Liam Neeson.
Why?
They are ruining Naked Gun. And if you watch the trailer, you got to watch. It's just, it's delivered like he delivers his movies.
Why are they doing this? No. You are not allowed to do that.
There he is. Liam Neeson.
Oh, but no, stop it.
You can't don't play it on the show.
No.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, yes, it is. You'll watch it after, yeah. So, yes, it will be Naked Gun. One of the greatest movies is going to be played by Liam Neeson. That's a tell. Hey, here's some news. Did you see this? Jones Beach, a shark attack?
I heard, like a hammerhead shark?
Yeah, girl got bit. It says a woman injured this week, 20 years old, right at Jones Beach. That's why when you bike over there, you don't bike in the water, right?
Oh, God, no. What?
You don't bike in the ocean, do you?
I do not.
Good man.
The ocean is for looking at. And this is why.
It says, they took her to Nassau University Medical Center. That's never a good place to go.
How bad was she bitten?
Not bad. It said minor lacerations to her left foot and leg Wednesday. Taken to Nassau Medical Center. She was released. And it says here, it was determined that it was a sand tiger shark.
A sand tiger shark.
So, they temporarily closed the beaches.
Do we know how big this thing was?
Doesn't say. And this guy, Gorman, who oversees beaches that draws more than 10 million visitors each year, said of the incident Friday, this doesn't normally happen. Don't worry. He's the real life mayor. Come on.
Like the idiot from Jaws.
He's the guys. Nothing to see here.
Unbelievable.
So, shark, it says shark likely bit woman. It did.
Likely.
Right? They're so nervous. They don't want the beaches to be, you see the way they phrase things? Yeah, she was bitten.
Just say there was a shark attack.
Shark attack.
Dope.
That gets more news. Shark attack. What'd you do this week? Wait, today's Monday, right?
Yeah.
What happened this weekend? So I had the update was really concerning to me all weekend. How was your weekend? Anything going on? You took a nice bike ride, you told me.
Yeah, I went to Jones Beach for a bike ride. That's about it.
How was that?
It was nice. It was a nice cool breeze out because it was raining the night before, I think.
You went Saturday morning or Sunday morning?
Now I forget. I think it was Saturday morning. I went. It was a nice overcast
Yes,
morning.
yes. Then it started because I ran Saturday, and that's when the sun came out.
Yep.
I ran
The
about 1 o'clock.
sun started coming out just as I was finishing my
Yeah.
ride.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good boardwalk ride.
Boy, you and Steve, man, you guys are hitting it. You're doing the bike. Steve's been hitting the gym and walking. He walks the
Alright.
track.
Go, Steve.
I like the fit. We got a good fit show here. This is fantastic. I see. I knew eventually if I wore this shirt long enough,
Absolutely.
would seep into the minds. Now, if it could just seep into a producer's mind, the right producer, not the wrong ones.
You've been poisoning my head with fitness for like how long now?
Yeah, it's
what,
it's-
2000
yeah,
what,
long time.
7-ish, 8-ish?
Yeah, was it? Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
Copeg days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not LA Fitness.
No, Bally's. It was Bally Total Fitness. You know, I should have wore it. I found an old Bally Total Fitness hat.
Nice.
It was a nice hat. I'm gonna start wearing it. I always drive by where our old gym was. It's a gas station.
It's a gas station, yeah.
I think all gyms should be replaced by gas stations.
Yeah,
That's
more
the
gas
future.
stations.
We need more gas stations, less gyms. Less fitness, more gas.
Absolutely. That's the way
I'm
to
all
roll.
about that. If I like when there's 3 gas stations on a block and they all have enormously high prices. One's higher than the next. That's what I like.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that, boy. People are going away. What's the 4th of July is coming, and you know what that means. You know. Let me tell you what that means. 4th of July is coming. What does that mean, you ask? I'll tell you what that means.
Fireworks at 1 o'clock in the freaking morning.
Well, that does mean that. Do you get a lot of fireworks around here? Like, are they blowing them up all night?
Like a week before.
Oh, yeah. Well, we are in a week before. So you've been hearing them?
Yeah.
I haven't heard too many in our neighborhood, but yeah, you'll hear them. I still don't understand. I guess, do police just give a pass on everybody? Because it is, as far as I know, illegal, correct? It's still illegal to have
It
fireworks?
is still illegal in New York to have fireworks, yes.
I'll play it next Monday. I should have played it today. I never know if you could play it. I always like playing the Jerky Boys and Firecracker one.
I don't remember that.
You know the Jerky Boys.
Yes.
So we play that. I'll play it for you after the show.
Mhm.
It's a staple of our show. I always play it. It's on my phone. It's very funny. He calls up an emergency room and he says, I had an accident. She said, what happened? He goes, I think I blew my hand off. She goes, okay. It's tell me what he goes. Oh, I did it this time. He goes, I can't feel my hand. And she goes, well, what was it? He goes, I was playing with fireworks. He goes, it was like the end. He goes, it was like a toilet paper roll. She goes, that might have been an M8. He goes, oh no, what did I do? She goes, wrap it in a towel. He goes, fantastic, I'll do that. He goes, I'll be right over with my nub.
Nice.
And you hear the whole thing, it's fantastic. But they let cops know it's on every residential block.
Of course they know it.
Explosives, but they can't go on every block, so they don't want to deal with it.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like that movie. I always compare it to that movie. What's that movie where you get 24 hours to murder people?
Purge?
Purge. Just like Purge. It's like that night comes and it starts getting darker and everybody's like this and you're locking your doors because the police ain't gonna do nothing. Not those 10 hours. So you better lock that door tight, baby.
They don't go out. I don't think they go out looking for it. But if they see it,
I don't even think they care if they see it. How could they not? If they're patrolling or anywhere, the whole Long Island is a waft of smoke.
yeah.
So, and now where do they get it? I guess people go to you got to go to Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Sure.
But someone must be, not everybody is doing that because there's too many people that not everybody's taking trips to Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Somebody's selling it around here. Maybe bring it, but they have to be getting,
I'm
people
sure.
know where to get it.
Of course they do.
I wonder if you could, is Amazon deliver it? Can you get it on Amazon?
Fireworks? I never thought to look.
What about DoorDash? I mean, it's an app, right? Firecracker app.
Hey, I used to get fireworks with the coffee truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, yeah.
Coffee truck comes 10 o'clock.
They'd have,
Fireworks in the back.
and you would buy them?
Yeah.
And what, like big ones or like?
Whatever we wanted.
And you knew how to set them off?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Jeff, you're admitting this on the air.
So what?
You've just lent yourself open to legal problems.
That was 1988.
There's no statute of limitations. My mom watches Dateline. They find murderers that are 98 years old and give them life.
I haven't touched fireworks since like 1991.
Wow. You gotta be careful.
I almost blew my hand off.
I'm saying you got, that is my public service announcement. If you people are thinking of doing this, don't. You will blow your hand off.
It hurt. My hand was numb for hours.
Speaking of numb, besides losing your hand or a limb, which is a staple of July 4th.
Of course.
Another staple of July 4th is the consumption of hot dogs.
Hot dogs, yeah.
And Joey Chestnut is making another appearance. I said this last week. He will be there. The Chestnut will be there.
And this guy is...
You know who Joey Chestnut is?
Is he the hot dog eating king?
He is the hot dog king. Joey Chestnut he won like 12 years in a row. Then last year, what happened was he signed a deal with a vegan company, hot dog company, and then Nathan's had a problem with that, so they wouldn't let him be in the contest, which draws a lot of viewers because of him.
Yeah.
He's kind of the celebrity of hot dog eating, and he's branded. He's become a person while you watch it because he eats way more than what a human being should be able to consume.
Yep.
And he does it, and he's not this overweight guy. I mean, he's whatever. So he will, but he's back. He feels good, feels ready to do it. Win again, hold his crown, recapture his crown because somebody else won last year, who only down like 40-something, 50-something.
Only.
Yeah, this guy does he has the record. He does like 80-something in like 10 minutes. You get 10 minutes, you got to eat the bun too.
That's insane.
So they do this thing, and I still don't understand it. They eat the hot dog separate, and they dip the bun in water. I don't know why they do that.
Probably to dissolve the sodium from the hot dog.
Yeah, but they're dipping the bun. I think it's to make the bread go down easier.
Could be.
Because they're not, it's getting now. It couldn't be any grosser if you watch this.
I never watch it.
Oh, you should.
Because I don't get it.
Well, there's nothing to get.
I mean, I don't understand why you would want to do that to yourself.
Well, you get the belt when you win.
The belt, sure. And a heart attack.
And you get a free angioplasty service at the cardiac center. But you get the belt. It's about pride, Jeff.
Do they have paramedics on standby at this
sure.
thing? With the freaking paddle to jumpstart your heart when you die?
They jumpstart your heart with 2 buns. No, this guy does it every year. He's fantastic.
That's insane.
He's fantastic. This is another story that's dear and dear to my heart. Near and dear, I think it is. Road rage.
Uh-oh.
Says it's up 70% increase in road rage. It says people are getting into these. They're calling it aggressive driving and road rage, chasing people down, getting out, running them off the roads, hurting their own car to smack someone like a derby, for goodness sake.
Stupid.
People are insane. 70%.
Stupid.
It says it's increased 70% over the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, he says dangerous roads. This is not a joke. People are aggressive drivers.
Get therapy, people.
Yeah, but it's probably cheaper to just ram somebody off the road. Drive them right off the LIE. Get out of my way. And look, I know there's a lot of people that don't deserve to be on the road for poor driving. Believe me, I see them all the time. You get the older people, they're like this, they're driving 4 miles an hour. Yeah. Somebody stopped the other day. They just decided to stop and I think meditate on the middle of Sunrise Highway. They just stopped driving. They just stay there. And I don't know what they were contemplating, but they weren't hitting the gas. And everybody was going around. And then they started driving and then they blinked. There was no way to blink though. So they're very confused. But who knows? People have seizures all the time in the middle of driving.
Yeah, could be.
Could have been a seizure.
Humans scare me, I'm telling you. You people, I mean, what the hell is wrong with you?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is. I saw 2 good documentaries this weekend. I'll tell you the first one. And you people, I like to give recommendations. So the first one I saw was it was called, I forget what it was called. It was something dough. It was the story of this certain individual. His name was Angiello. Very Italian, comes from a family of pizza makers from Brooklyn.
Okay.
In the early 80s, maybe it was mid 80s, he developed and he patented stuffed crust pizza.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, first of all, he didn't discover a cure for anything. He actually found it. This is right up there. This is right up there with Polk discovering the vaccine for saving life. I think I've done it.
He wrapped cheese in some dough.
I've done it. What? A new way to make the world fatter. If you just thought you couldn't put more cheese on pizza, this man found a way.
Yeah.
All right. As long as, look, I'm never for knocking someone's dreams down. We're all dreams. We all have dreams. This man's dreams was more cheese on pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But he finds a way to do it. He stuffs it in the crust.
Yeah.
And he has a process that he does it, which he patents. Then he takes his idea. Here's his mistake. He takes his wonderful idea into Pizza Hut.
Oh.
Now, any corporate, right?
Why would you do that?
Any corporate-y nonsense there are just dripping with corporate nonsense, right? Red flags all over the place.
Terrible.
Because they are not opening with welcome arms, handing him a check, going, "This is wonderful. We're not interested. This is stupid. We don't have it. We have no use. We make our own pizza. We're doing fine." Okay. 2 years later, he puts on the TV. There's a commercial. Pizza Hut's new stuffed crust pizza.
Oh, they ripped them off.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
So now he is ready to now have his own heart attack. He's depressed. He's upset. He tries to see what legal action he has. He calls up Pizza Hut, and of course, they are all too unwilling to take his phone call.
Of course.
Sure, hold on a moment. I think they offered him a free coupon for a free pizza. No, I'm kidding. So he finally gets people on the phone, the right people, and he's talking to them, and they're like, no. He finally gets a lawyer. He lawyers up as best as he can because he doesn't have money.
Mm.
He gets a lawyer who will take his case, and he goes into Pizza Hut. Now they know he's somewhat serious and won't go away just by them saying get away. So he tells them, so they are like, no, ours is different. We do our stuffed crust cheese pizza with a continuous ring of cheese. Now you have to understand, I don't want to get above your head here. I don't want to lose the audience because it's very technical here. How they stuff the cheese into the crust. You think it's just they rip it open and just jam it in. There's a process here with. So what they do now, it's polio cheese. Okay, then nobody's making their own mozzarella here. So they're saying it's a continuous ring of cheese that is somehow put into the crust. So they interview former managers of Pizza Huts on this documentary, and they say that couldn't be further from the truth. It's strings of polio cheese, and they're put into around each slice, just like this, guys. There is no continuous ring that it would be possible. It's put in slice by slice ring, how you would buy the rings of cheese, the strips of cheese. And so he was like, no, baloney. Finally, they're going to offer him $50,000 to go away. Now, 50 this is in the 80s, and this guy has no money. So it might be a good deal. But he says no, which I probably would have said no, too, because right away, if they're offering something, it means it's an admission. They know. They're not going to offer somebody something that's lying or...
And he has the patent.
Right. So they know we want this guy to go away. But he won't go away. They're not... So they have more meetings. Finally, they have this... It ends with they have this big meeting. And he says to them... He goes in with his lawyer, and the stuffed crust is selling everywhere. And they go in, and he says, the lawyer puts a number down. They're going to try to have a settlement meeting. And they said, well, how much are you looking for? So the lawyer writes down $24 million to sell. What do you think Pizza Hut says?
Screw yourself.
Go screw yourself. You know, they say to the guy, we're going to fight this, and good luck if you have the money to fight this. Like any corporate is got deep pockets, they can fight this for 20 years.
Of course.
And that's what happened, and he never saw it done. He should have took the 50 grand. I know it's pittance and it's peanuts, but it's
He should have gotten a patent attorney.
I don't know what lawyer he could have afforded. He got a lawyer. Who knows how good this lawyer was.
Yeah.
And again, you're talking the 80s, different litigious time then. Whatever had happened, it happened. And he was distraught. I mean, distraught.
Yeah.
He was thinking of like ending it. He was really upset. I mean, look, he discovered cheese and crust, man.
Yeah, really.
This doesn't happen overnight.
No wonder why I hate Pizza Hut.
This is now you'll hate Pizza Hut even more because right before we started the show, it came up on my feed a Pizza Hut story. I don't know why. Maybe because it knew I was. It always knows what I'm doing.
Yep.
That's another thing about this whole world we're in now, right? You say something, all of a sudden it's on your TV, it's on YouTube, it knows what you're thinking.
AI is watching.
AI is watching.
Absolutely.
So they a Pizza Hut story came on that people accuse Pizza Hut of using frozen pizzas, not making their pizza fresh. Now, by the way, there's not a lot of Pizza Huts around anymore.
I haven't seen any.
There's one in Wantor.
I know Domino's is around a lot.
Are they? They're still around? So Pizza Hut back in the day used to be a staple of a time, right? The red roof. They were the red roof, right? Yep. And it said Pizza Hut, and you'd come in a sizzling, greasy pan.
Yep, absolutely. That was Pizza Hut.
That was Pizza Hut. Greasy pan, red roof. So they've been accused of using frozen pizzas now to sell. So what they did was they put frozen pizza boxes in the frozen food sections of supermarkets. Empty. And when people bought the pizza, they opened it up and it had a coupon that says, "We don't serve frozen pizzas." So a little Pizza Hut giving a little whoosh bang to the ribs. And that was their little marketing ploy. But corporate people are just disgusting. At the end of the day, corporate is just, that's how corporate is.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if they were serving frozen pizza. I don't doubt it.
I'm sure they are. Everybody's gone to frozen. White Castle went to frozen. Everybody's gone to being in your frozen food section, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
wow,
I
feel bad for that guy. It's terrible.
You should watch the documentary. It's called Stolen Dough. Stolen Dough. That's what it's called. Stolen Dough. Watch it. It's only 45 minutes. Quick documentary. And it tells this story. But you really don't need to because I just told you the story.
Yeah.
So
you saved me some time.
I saved your time. I'm a time saver. Let's see what else was in the news. Was anything else? Oh, did you I don't know if you were at the Bezos wedding. You know they got married this weekend in Italy.
I couldn't make it to Vienna. No.
You weren't there, right?
I couldn't.
Well, you don't fly anyway.
No.
It was in Venice.
What's the difference? Vienna, Venice.
You're not flying either place.
No, it's the same damn thing.
Speaking of which, my sister's actually leaving for going to Italy tonight.
Oh, very good.
My sister and her husband and my nephew, niece, and my nephew's wife.
Where are they going? Rome?
They're going to hit all the Florence, all the places. Yeah. And then my nephew, which this seems to be a hot spot. My sister then's coming home, but my nephew and his wife are going to stay an extra few days and go to Portugal. And I know a lot of people going to Lisbon, Portugal. Really? Yeah, that's another hot spot, another party spot.
All right, cool.
I'll be going to Seaford. If I feel crazy this weekend, I might make it to Rockville Center.
I'm going down the block to Babylon.
You're going to Babylon.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah. This Babylon, not the other Babylon.
What? Oh, not what about the Babylon?
Not the Babylon in Iraq.
Not the. Oh, there is a Babylon in Iraq?
Iraq used to be Babylon.
That's right. Do they have a South Bay Cinema there too? Can you watch this? Can you go to the movies over there too? I wonder if they use apps in Iraq.
Somehow I doubt it.
The Iraqi app. I
don't think they have apps over there yet.
They
Something tells me.
You don't think?
No.
I wonder if there's Pizza Huts over there in Iraq.
Something
You think there's Pizza
tells-
Huts in Iran and Iraq?
I can't imagine it.
No.
I can't.
Try going into an Iraqi Pizza Hut telling them you invented cheese in their pizza. You'll be coming out with 2 less hands.
They'll behead you on sight.
Fire! That's why you love America. At least you could take people to court here.
You'll be hanging from a crane.
You want to take us to court? That's the court. Innocent.
The coat is a noose.
You'll be hanging upside down over the Pizza Hut at 350 degrees for 35 minutes, then they flip you over.
Yep.
That's right. That's why it's okay. That Brad Pitt movie also came out. F1, Formula One, F1. So he's a race car driver.
I can't. I refuse to see it.
Come on, Brad Pitt in a race car.
I have no interest in racing. I can't.
If you want to watch, and like I said earlier, watch Talladega Nights. It's a comedy about all of this. But Tom Cruise did one, right? What was his one? He did it with Robert Duvall. That was years ago.
Thunder Road.
Well, Thunder Road was the Bruce Springsteen.
Thunder something.
Thunder Lips.
Is that?
I don't think it was Thunder Lips. It was Thunder something. But this is called F1, another stupid movie. And I love how they go, it tops the box office. What they do, there was no other movie that was coming out.
Of course.
All the other movies have been out already. So that's how they time it, so they can always say, oh, it topped the box. Well, let's see what it was up against, who it beat. How to Train Your Dragons has been out for a month already, so they weren't going to top them. Elio?
No,
Elio?
that is.
Megan 3, that doll.
There's no one that stupid stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was going to talk to you about doll movies. That Megan doll movie's out, that weird Megan. Oh, you've heard of this?
I didn't see the first one.
Okay. 28 Years Later.
Whatever the hell that is.
Lilo and Stitch. You don't know what 20 Years Later is? Oh my God, I thought you'd be all over this. It's a zombie movie. It's the 3rd installment of zombie movies.
Is that like
28 days
later?
Yes, this is 28 years
They're
now.
still doing that?
Yes.
Wow.
How would I know that? Which I hate these movies.
I didn't even see the first one. It's stupid.
Oh, well, don't worry. This is just as stupid. Mission Impossible 8.
Good movie.
Ballerina.
Good movie.
And Karate Kid comes in 10th. Karate Kid Legends this weekend made $1 million.
Wow. How is that possible? It made that much.
Well, it's been out for a couple of weeks.
I don't get it. How did that sell one ticket? I don't understand.
You know, Jeff Bezos, if he had a sense of humor at all, would have had Amazon deliver the wedding ring at the like a truck pull up.
In a drone.
A truck pull up with the and the guy comes out. Can you sign for this? It's a wedding ring.
Great.
If he had any sense of humor, he would have did that. Just
That
a
would
smiley
be-
truck pulls up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't have the ring, and then it was supposed to be delivered the day before, and it's late.
That's a great. Put that down for a movie idea.
Movie idea.
That's a scene.
That's a scene. That's
Right there.
see that Saturday Night Live was on top of it. That would be a funny scene.
Yeah.
If they would do that last weekend or this weekend, because it's timely now.
SNL has no sense of humor.
No sense. Well, they don't have a cast, first of all.
Yeah, they have nothing.
They're using people that are YouTube influencers. This is how bad it's gotten. They're using people that are, and they think that's the audience they want to reach because kids only really watch YouTube. So we'll get popular people on social media to now. Could you imagine where they've gone? The cast and the actors and people they used to have, and now you couldn't name one other than Keenan.
End that show, please.
Put it out of its mercy. Put a bullet to that show.
Awful.
It's
Terrible.
not, Lauren, it's done. You just have the time slot now. Other than that, somebody should come away and sue them for imitating what the show was.
Yeah,
And
just
still calling it
end
that.
it.
He should sue himself.
That show was done like in the early 90s.
Yes. Don't tell Steve that.
Uh-oh.
He will nunchuck you to death. Anytime I speak bad, Steve is a disciple of Saturday Night Live. This is 2 areas you cannot go to and confront Steve. Saturday Night Live. Every show is great. It is great. It's the gospel. Or the Monkees. You cannot say anything bad. And Tony's like that too. Tony's Steve and Tony they go to see if one of the Monkees, I think there's only one left alive.
Yeah.
They will go see them,
I think the Monkees.
and I like them too, but they are monkey people.
Yeah.
They're not.
SNL is horrible. Sorry.
Steve's gonna call in. And you're gonna deal with them. I'm
Sorry,
not.
Steve. It's
Oh,
the truth.
This is the
God,
movie.
God,
Here it
truth.
is. That is scary.
Oh man, why?
Toy Gory, get it? Toy
Why?
Gory, get
Yeah.
it? Toy Story,
Who
Toy
the hell-
Gory.
Who greenlit this? Stop it.
Oh, look at her. She looks insane.
Who?
This looks like people I've dated before. I've dated people that look like this.
I won't watch that for free.
So apparently they're using a real girl. It's
Yes,
not just
I-
AI. It is
I
the
heard
girl that with the mask because
Yeah.
she's a dancer and they
Mhm.
wanted certain
It
moves.
is a real actress.
It is a real actress, which why they even bothering, I don't know. But it says we look at the bloody history of killer doll movies.
Mm.
Any killer doll favorites? You
Yeah.
said you're not big on the doll movies.
I never got interested in the killer doll stuff. I mean, I saw the first Chucky movie.
Chucky is what everybody comes to mind. I think
The other-
Chucky.
The other 50 I ignored.
There's Chucky. Look at this
I
guy.
mean, what else is there in killer dolls?
I'll tell you. You ask and you shall get. This is what we do here on the C Square Show. Well, first of all, there's Chucky.
There's Chucky.
You all know that lovely face.
The first one was interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
The first one. It was,
After that,
it was a good
nonsense.
cast. It was creepy, right? Then they take a good thing. They got lucky that it was a decent cult-like movie that'll
Yeah.
stand the test of. And then they made Bride of Chucky, this of Chucky, cousin
Yeah.
of Chucky,
And it's stupid.
and then they're stupid because then you're like, now it's just stupid.
Yes.
Now you're toying with us.
We're toying.
You're toying with us. So there was Annabelle. There's another one. Annabelle.
Part of the Conjuring series. Okay, I like that one.
Oh, is that?
That was
That's part of Conjuring.
Part of the Conjuring. movies,
Okay, so
yeah.
there's
This
Annabelle.
was good.
Another one called The Boy.
I've actually seen The Boy.
Yeah, that's another
That
one.
one was actually good. I remember that.
Yeah, that's an old one, right?
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Anthony Hopkins.
Is a toy?
No, it was in The Boy.
He was.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
says
remember.
The Boy at left. Anthony Hopkins stars as a ventriloquist with his puppet bats in the 1970s. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Boy was different. You're right.
The Boy was more
Anthony
recent.
Hopkins was 1978 Magic
Yeah.
with a ventriloquist. Yeah.
The Boy was more.
The Boy was
recent.
more recent. The Boy was 2016.
Yes.
Yes.
was
Laura Cohn with Brahms, the child she was hired to care for as a nanny. Right.
Mhm. Yeah, I dug that.
That's always weird when you're hired as a nanny to care for the boy. You know it's not going to end well.
Exactly.
That nanny's getting killed.
Yeah, the nanny is.
First to get it. She's getting a knife or in a hole or something. She's going to be tied up.
Yep.
Nobody's going to find her.
Yeah.
And the husband and wife were just, and little things happen up until the husband and wife are going out for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Laura, we're gonna go out for the evening. Just what? And then the panic sets in, and the little boy's playing, he's sharpening the knives. Nobody sees that the boy's insane. I love how the parents are in denial,
Of course.
right? The kid usually has a
Always.
pale white face,
Mhm.
dark black doll eyes, and just he'll eat anything. We're going out to the ballet.
The parents are clueless.
Come home, blood everywhere. Blood everywhere.
It's the same story over and over again.
Here's some interesting news. Now, I want to say this. How we doing on time?
15 minutes.
Oh, we'll go.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 12.
12 minutes.
All right. I'll say this quick. This was a food calorie story by the CDC and the National Center for Health Statistics.
Okay.
The National Center for Health Statistics has just come out with this study. We're in 2025. They just came out with this. Listen closely. It's very vital to the
Okay.
survival of your existence going forward.
Okay. Let's hear it.
The study, here's the findings. Fast food consumption
Okay.
has been associated with an increase intake of calories, fat, sodium, and sugar, and will lead to obesity. Good work at the CDC. I did not know this. The same way I did
I
not.
am
The
flabbergasted.
same way I did not know
Shocking.
that it's a bad idea, and I didn't know this either, to snort 25 grams of cocaine and get behind my Jeep that has no brakes and needs a brake job and go 85 miles an hour straight on the LIE, hoping it'll stop at some exit. I didn't know that until the study came out that said cocaine, excessive, not regular cocaine use, but excessive cocaine use, not a good idea then to get behind a wheel with a car that needs brake job. Bad idea. Same here.
Wow.
It's associated, possible link to engorging in Junior Whoppers, Big Macs, Popeyes. By the way, Roy Rogers is making a comeback. Remember the fast food Roy Rogers?
I love Roy Rogers chicken.
Roy Rogers chicken, right?
Loved it.
Giddy Up is making a return. So for all of you, and this goes right into my study,
Wow.
Roy Rogers will be involved in now. They didn't study Roy's, though. Roy's, I think, is okay.
Oh, let's hope so.
You can consume as much Roy Rogers. Now, who were you a fan of? Roy Rogers chicken or Popeyes?
Roy Rogers.
You've tried Popeyes.
I refuse to touch Popeye chicken.
Okay.
Because I see what they put
Is
in it.
Popeyes a little Cajun-y or spicy? Is that their thing?
Yes, very spicy.
Very spicy.
I hate spicy.
So what was good about Roy's? Why would you, what did you love about Roy's chicken?
It just had such a great taste to it. It had an extra crispy skin that was so awesome.
You heard it here.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So good.
Well, take it easy. It's going to be making a comeback. We don't know if Long Island will be getting one. See what I did? I brought Jeff back to a simpler time. You know, I like a lot of these celebrities that tie their names to chicken. Roy's not the only one. If you remember, a certain gambler, the singer, Kenny Rogers. You remember Kenny Rogers Roasters?
Yeah.
He had a chicken.
He did, didn't he?
He had it was like a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
I never tasted it.
Oh, it was terrible.
I have no idea.
Terrible. It was called Kenny Rogers Roasters.
I never tried.
On a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a chicken. We both too tied to clock, and this chicken had the same. Had a chicken.
Go CDC.
On a personal note, if you're going to do, I don't want to. I might have an audience member that didn't know I was jesting. If you go, always take your pile of cocaine in a safe house or a safe place.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, don't drive and coke. That's a public service announcement. I like to give people.
Did you also know you should never put your mouth on an exhaust pipe while a car is running?
Shouldn't do that.
Did you know that? I just found that out.
We should come up with shouldn't do things.
There you go. That's an idea.
July 4th. I won't see you all till after the 4th. If you happen to have an M80, any explosion in your hand, and you light it, don't hold it until it explodes. Throw it somewhere.
Yeah.
Preferably on an annoying neighbor's lawn or through their window.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You should never hold it in your hand.
I know you want to get as close a look at it when it explodes. Don't go like this and watch it explode. It's been linked to blindness.
Has it?
They say that it possibly could be linked. They're still studying it. The CDC is still working on it. One thing at a time. They're working on chicken right now.
Can you believe we actually have to tell people this stuff in 2025?
Here it is. Black and white.
Can you believe this?
All right. So now we got to get into it's 7:23. I got to get to my good stories. My you know I do.
That wasn't a good one?
No.
There's more?
I got better ones for you.
Oh.
You all know I'm a big fan of Mr. Bowley, who does those incredible podcast stories.
Mr. Bowley. Okay.
You know the guy that does the stories.
Yeah.
And I like to come with one or two of them. And they've been, the ones I've given have been, last week I did the, I don't think you were there, I did the Ted Bundy one.
Okay.
I'll tell you that one off the air.
Great.
Clint Eastwood one's great. So he tells, they're not all, most of them are real eerie, they're true crime, they're spooky, they're not, like the Clint Eastwood one was a nice one. So I tried to find ones that are a little more like that.
Okay.
I didn't want to do like a horrible one like that. Most of them ended death or horrible.
Yeah.
Let me look which one I want to tell first. All right, let's go with this one. There's a 21-year-old guy. His name is Timmy. Speaking of cocaine, he's a drug dealer.
Okay.
Timmy the drug dealer, 21 years old. This is 1978? No, I'm mistaken. He's 25 years old. 1978, Timmy's 25 years old. 1978, he's a drug dealer. He's dealing drugs. And he's got a big deal going down. He grabs his friend. And they're going to have this, they're meeting this guy. His name is Michael Pfeiffer. and they're meeting him for an exchange.
Mm.
So Timmy thinks the best place to do this is at the airport. So he wants to meet at an airport to do the exchange.
Mm.
Just like 11 movies that we've seen where they do it.
Of course.
Bad idea. It's got Midnight Express written all over it.
Yeah.
It's another you shouldn't do. Here's another thing you shouldn't do. Don't go to Turkey and put a belt of hash around your waist and then go on the plane with a smile.
I got to write that down. That's a good one.
Probably not a good idea.
Never do that.
Never do that. Not in Turkey. Istanbul, maybe.
Istanbul is Turkey.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't travel. Thank you. That's why Jeff's here. My geography's a little off. Anyway, so they do this at the airport. They're doing a whole, just like a movie, they're doing a locker exchange. They put the keys in the locker. The cash is in one locker. The drugs are in one. So he gives the guy, Michael Pfeiffer, meets them.
Mm-hmm.
He gives him the drugs and he's like, well, where's the cash? And the guy, Michael Pfeiffer, pulls out a gun, points it right at him. You're under arrest.
Busted.
We've been surveilling you for the past 3 months. You're done. Now, he's facing a 30-year to life sentence because drugs are serious.
Yeah.
They're almost more serious than murder a
Yeah,
lot of times.
almost,
They when you're trafficking or drugs or depending on the amounts and what you're doing, it's not a light thing. So he spills his guts. They tell him, you give us something and, it'll be worth your while. He gives up a bunch of dealers' names. They reduce his sentence. He gets a couple of years. Nothing. 2.5 years. He does his 2.5 years. During his time in there, this guy's a bit of a class clown. He likes making the inmates laugh and joke, and he's a bit of a card. Bit of a carny.
Okay.
Not unlike myself.
Yes.
Although I would do terrible in a prison.
You wouldn't last a day in a prison.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do well. So that's the only reason I try not to do illegal things. I know I wouldn't do well. So he says, I'd like to do this. I think I could do this as a career. I'd like to be a stand-up comic. So he gets out of prison and he starts doing local comedy clubs and doing stand-up and does a shtick and has a whole set, and he starts doing it and creates a character, and it's funny, and he gets discovered. And he gets discovered, and not only does he get to do bigger venues for comedy, but a producer is in the audience at one of his comedy shows. He gets discovered and says, your character is great. We want to build a show around it. And he gets a sitcom and becomes famous. Who is this said former drug dealing
So that was
prison?
78.
78.
Does 2.5 years, so like 80, 81-ish.
Right, but then there's many years that he's doing comedy. It's not right away.
It's like mid-80s.
Could be
late 80s.
late 80s to early 90s, something like
Comedian. It's his own show. I used to watch a lot of TV in the 80s. I should know this. I should have a thought. A thought's not coming.
that. Well, who did I say the guy's name was? Timmy.
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Stop it.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen was a drug dealer in the 70s?
Yep, there's a mugshot of him.
Oh.
So this said first, his name is actually Tim Dick, was his name.
Oh,
And
man.
then he changed his name to Tim Allen, and he got the show Home Improvement. And because he created this construction working tool guy, hardware store salesman.
I had no idea you met that. That's great.
And Tim Allen, Buzz Lightyear, is an inmate.
Wow.
Buzz Lightyear is a drug dealer. That's the moral of my story. You thought he was harmless? He's dealing hash.
That's great.
Now that's a good story, right?
Yeah, that is a great one.
That's not, again, all credit goes to Mr. Ballin, Ballen. He's the podcast guy. I'm just taking some of his stories to relay it. We're trying to get him on as a guest because I really want to talk to this guy. I got one more quick one for you. I know we're bitching on the time here, but it's 7:29. I got 3 minutes to tell this last story. I'll tell you this one because it's a good one. I usually do one, but I'll give you one more. Speaking of comics, Kevin James is was on stage with Jelly Roll doing some singing.
Why?
I don't know, because he can't do stand-up. He's definitely not a good stand-up. But he's good in King of Queens. So anyway, let me get to this last story. Now, this last story is about a 21-year-old guy. This is a 21-year-old kid, Harry, who, that's like his nickname. Well, yeah, I think his name was Harry. That's his nickname or whatever.
Okay.
So 21-year-old, you'll probably know this, but don't spill it yet.
Okay.
Maybe as the story goes, you might know it, but I'll tell it because it's a great story. 21 years old, and he likes acting. He takes an acting class where he meets his future wife in the acting class. And they both have dreams of becoming stars, and they go out to California. And they audition for, I believe it was Columbia Pictures at the time, had this program called like New Talent Program. You audition, and if you get accepted, they send you out on things. So they both audition, they both get in, they start sending him out on things. Nothing. Not a thing. Not crickets. Crickets. Nothing. He gets one thing. He gets to be not, I would call it there you go, crickets. He gets one, I wouldn't even call it a role. It's almost just about an extra where he kind of is in the background as a server or something, you know, no lines, nothing. So he's not getting anything. The head that's running this program at Columbia Pictures asks him to come into the office, and he says, look, we made a mistake. Sorry. He goes, you got to understand. He goes, nothing's happening for you. We're sending you out. It's not working. And he goes, let me give you an example. He goes, Tony Curtis played a waiter in a movie. No lines. He just carried a tray and went across the screen. He goes, everybody knew he was going to be a star. So Harry said back to this producer, this bigwig, he's like a kid, he's young 20s. He goes, well, wouldn't it have been better for them to know he was a waiter? Isn't that what he was playing? Fired. So they threw him out of the office and he got sent. He said if he was so good, wouldn't he have been portraying a waiter instead of a big star? So they didn't like that answer. Get out. So Harry gets out. And he now is done with acting. Done. And he gets in, he's trying to get into a union or do trade work or do whatever he can do. He does handyman stuff, little carpentry, but he's learning on the spot. He never took anything. He's like, but he met a lot of acting people through this whole thing, so he's able to work on sets or people's houses or whatever from this. That's where he's getting his clientele. And so he doesn't even know what he's doing, but he's working with like a how-to book and trying to work and make money and survive. And that's what he's doing as a living. And the acting thing he loved is, you know, he still tried to go on someone. There's nothing that happened. So he kind of fell off doing that. One of the people he was doing work with, that he was working at their house, was a casting director. You probably know what's going to happen.
I'm pretty sure I know who this is.
So he was a casting director, and he tells Harry, he says, are you still doing any of this? You know, I know you were doing that before. And he goes, this is what you're doing now? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I got nothing from that. I have to make money. He goes, well, I can send you on something. He goes, it's not anything. There's a movie in the pipeline. He goes, I know who's directing it. I could talk to him. He goes, they're doing group auditions. He goes, and they need somebody to just fill in, because the way the auditions are is they're doing 4 at a time groups, and somebody bailed out at the last minute and they need somebody to read the lines to complete the group of 4. Because how they're doing it is this director wants to see chemistry, and he doesn't want it one on with a reader. He wants 4 people in a group. He goes, but you're not auditioning, you're just reading. He goes, but it's something. He goes, it's better than this. So he goes, fine. And the casting director goes back and tells said director, and the director tells him, That's fine, but you let this person know he's not auditioning. Don't act, just read the lines. We're just looking, we need somebody, a body for the fourth, for our extra group. So he tells him, he goes, don't try to act, just read the lines or else I'll get heat for this. And he says, fine. So he does the lines and he's starting to be pissed off by just being a jerk reader and for everybody, for all the other groups. And he's like, this sucks. And he's kind of reading it like just pissed off. And after they go through the thing, the director goes to the casting director, he goes, where did this guy come from? And he tells him, well, he used to do acting. He was actually in the thing. He goes, that's actually what I want. He goes, I want that guy to play this role. He goes, I don't know. He goes, we haven't found it. That's who I want. That's Han Solo.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
And the rest is history.
I think he was actually fixing somebody's door
Mm-hmm.
in the. I think he was fixing Francis Ford Coppola's door.
Yeah, I mean that is the story and the myth, but this was really, he was doing the casting director who was who wasn't even casting for this. He was a casting director who was friendly with Coppola, with Lucas. Yeah, and George was doing the movie, and he said, "I know he's doing this. They need somebody. Maybe you can get in, and maybe there's." He thought maybe by reading there'd be a small role, or he would get something, as opposed to just working. Yeah. And then Lucas goes, "That's the guy I want." He goes, "I want that sarcastic anger." He goes, "For this role." He goes, "Everybody else is acting." He goes, "That guy is pissed off." And he goes, "But he's kind of funny in it." He goes, "He's sarcastic, angry, but there's something humorous about him." And he goes, "That's who I want." So the bottom line is, forget acting classes, become a carpenter, just hammer people that have power, that have some kind of way to get into the world. So you have an inmate and a carpenter. Yep. What am I doing wrong?
Good old Harrison Ford. Man.
I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, I have friends that go into the acting academy, the theater stage. I'm going to take $20,000 of voice lessons. Stop it. It's all about who you know.
It's a waste of time.
Get in front of somebody who are decision makers. You've got to get in front of people who are real decision makers if you feel like you have some kind of talent.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you could take all the acting classes and all that nonsense. Those are just failed actors teaching or failed writers teaching. That's all they're doing. They're not doing it, so they're teaching it, and you're giving them money.
You don't need a Juilliard education.
You don't. Although Robert Williams did.
Meh.
He went there. But he would have, I think he would have been.
He would have done anything.
He would have been fine anyway.
He would have made it anyway.
He would have made it anyway. Absolutely. Exactly. So those were my two stories. I knew you would know the Harrison Ford, because you're a big Star Wars guy and a Harrison Ford guy. Yeah. And just as before we close shop, as a side note to that, I've been getting a lot of, I don't know why, but a lot of audition lost footages of people who were auditioning, the black and whites of those, those video reels. Yeah. Cindy Williams was close.
To what?
Princess Leia.
Was she really?
She was second or third. Top 3 behind Carrie Fisher.
I can see that.
And if you look at her audition, she's like, right before they say act, she's like smacking herself. She's like getting into character. She really wanted it bad. Like she was nervous. And there's a great Kurt Russell went for Mark Hamill's role.
Kurt Russell, Luke Skywalker, really?
Yep. Kurt Russell was a young Kurt Russell.
Wow.
He probably could have pulled it off. I mean, it's hard to look at it now like that.
I can't imagine.
If you look at the audition, he was pretty good.
I can see Cindy Williams for sure.
But Cindy Williams had that short hair, like very Princess Leia-ish, and probably could have did a nice job. But Carrie Fisher was good because there's something spacey about her, right? Yeah, but she played, there was something, you never know what you're looking for.
Well, she was half drunk most of the time.
That's the way to do it. That's another way to do auditions.
Space
right, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was the trick for her. She was always on something.
Yeah.
But it got her the role. And hence she became, and I love when the kids do better than the parents in that kind of way. Like David Cassidy's father hated his guts. because
Yeah.
he became Keith Partridge, and he was like, "I'm an accomplished theater, and you're a TV actor," and he had millions of girls screaming for him. And he's making millions of dollars, and he thought that was such trash, and he was so jealous. And it was like Brian Wilson's dad,
Yeah.
you know, from the Beach Boys. He was a songwriter. Now he's writing Beach Boys songs, and he's like, "You
Yeah.
suck." I love the jealousy when the kids do so much better. Michael Jackson's dad, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
he
he
was
give it
pissed
to
off.
him.
Was he angry?
Anger. And I'm gonna take it out on my kid, but I'm gonna take his money. But I'm gonna let him know he's a piece of crap. Parenting.
Yep.
That's who should come out. They should get those fathers, and they should all get together and write up the how-to parenting.
Yeah.
You want your kid to be successful? That's how you do it. Anyway,
That's great.
I thought that was a little. I like to bring a little family into it. We're way over time, but who cares? We're having fun here. Have a safe
Yes,
4th of
absolutely.
July. Please be careful out there.
Don't hold fireworks in your hands.
Yeah, we taught a lot of lessons. I feel like we really did a lot of good for the show today.
I think so.
I think we did a good job. I didn't hear from Steve. I hope he's okay. Well, actually, wow, 10 minutes over. I'm going to hear it from Tony. Anyway, have a great July 4th. Happy July 4th to everybody. Happy
Enjoy, folks.
safe July. And we'll see you next week, 6:30, Steve Squared Show, 6:30. You know the time. We'll see you.
See?